morning. Heidi Foy here with VisitCasper CNFR Morning Show. I don't know about you guys, but it's been fun before we hit start, so I can't imagine where this show is going to go from here. This morning we have, look, I got to push all these buttons, so hang tight. This morning we have Sandy Bob Forbes and Jet Johnson, both coaches at Casper College. We do have Chase walking around here somewhere signing autographs. So if you guys are wandering around downtown Casper, stop on by, check us out, say hi, make faces at us. That would be great. I'm sure that we can stay on task once people start walking through this store.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be hard.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be hard, but we can do it.
So thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. Do want to give a shout out to VisitCasper. We're super grateful for that partnership this year. And also give a shout out to 10 Texas Media, where the West is one. Not one. So check out their website, 10texas.com. All right, let's get to it. How is the week gone? Because it's Friday. We still got a lot of rodeo left, which I say a lot, but there's only 2 performances. But kind of tonight's the last night that, kids are going to know if they are on the bubble, if they make it past, if they make the short go. And then really the best night of the week is Saturday night. So how has the week gone for you guys?
Well, it's been exceptional. I think that the rough stock guys have really excelled, sure holding their own. And the team roping, I got the Wild Brothers team roping and started off a little rough, but then last night Bodie Matson and Roan went 4-7. They're winning the round and truly have a chance. The team roping's just been kind of rough this finals for everyone, not just my guys, and they got a good chance to make short round with 2 head.
With 2 head.
Yeah.
Well, that's not uncommon. We've seen that year over year. You might know this. What's the arena record for the team roping up there?
I believe a 3.9, and I can't remember who did it, but it was just a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there was a 4.1 this year. I can't even remember who did it, but I watched it.
Yeah.
And it's got to be right there, but I believe it's a 3.9.
So they were fast time of the perf last night.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them, I feel like both of them kind of came out, both the Casper College guys came out strong. They knew that they had to put together 2 good runs to have any chance.
Well, like Rowdy prides himself in riding good horses and being able to ride them. And so like, one coil is where he's very comfortable. One coil or closer, and then last night he threw a couple coils and they were 6.9. Had a steer that really ran.
Yeah.
Nobody's had any success on him, and him and his partner made a really good run. And then, like I said, Roan, man, he bagged him. That was a great shot.
Well, so I did video because there was some question where I was sitting like, was that a crossfire? How close was that? So we were kind of going back and forth watching, and I said, man, if you watched a video, it's fine. You can see the forward movement. There's nothing there. But if you're watching it live, I feel like that could have gone.
And that's where we get in trouble.
Yes.
The judges have to make their decision right now.
Yep.
And then everybody posts it, they watch it on their phone. Well, the judge don't have that.
Yeah. There's not that luxury.
That luxury to do that. So, he's got to decide right then. And I'm like you, I think he made the right call. I didn't think it was a crossfire. But I sure wouldn't want to do it any earlier, too.
No.
I thought Roan timed it just right. Any faster, and he's flagged out.
Mm-hmm.
But healed him with a little forward motion and came tight fast.
Yeah, it was good. So let's talk about some rough stock riders. Sandy Bob, that's kind of your department.
Yep. That's those poor old kids. If they were up to me to teach them anything about roping, they are in trouble. But the rough stock boys, I tell you what, I got some gritty, trying, fun-loving little fellas that the bright lights don't bother. They're here to do their job and show off a little, and that's what they've been doing.
Yeah. So are all the student athletes that you guys brought? Everybody's done, and just waiting. Now we're waiting.
Yeah, we're just at the big old. We've done our job. Now we get to hang out and hopefully the cards fall for us.
So I know we talked about this a little bit off camera, but where are these boys standing coming back? Is there a possibility for them to come back, or do you guys even know?
I've kind of dabbled in it a little bit, but I don't worry about that stuff. So to be fair to your question, I don't know. There's some guys that have had a very good week. Talonell share last night was 79, I believe. James Perrin, second bronc out in the third round. I mean, made a great bronc ride on a horse that we've seen. He's one of Southwick's here in the region, and that horse don't get rode that much, but he's really good. And he did his job. He had a plan, and he made it work. And so I know he's in there in the top somewhere, and like I say, it's not like I just sit around and watch the show. I know they're going to make it back. I just don't know what place.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested because, I see a lot of coaches that, they're kind of in the background marking off, okay, this guy has a no score. He's not really a contender. They know exactly what each person has to do to bump them, or, kind of, why not? Why don't you guys take that route?
Well, I think, all the years I rodeoed, I mean, what are you going to do? If you have a running steer, and I went up to one of my guys and I said, hey, you got to be 5'7" to make it back. I would rather them complete the course day in, day out, rope the steer for what he's worth. If he's a 6 flat steer, be 6 flat. You didn't make it, but you're ready to go to Reno or wherever they're all headed.
Yeah.
And then, my experience with Sandy Bob and them, if a kid has to be 76 and he doesn't draw a very good horse, what's he going to do?
Right.
I mean, to me, it doesn't do any good to set a line in the sand, because ultimately you're just against that animal.
Yeah. I mean, there's too many things that you don't have control over.
Yeah, it's a waste of energy.
Yeah.
You gotta have a plan. This is my job. I'm going to do my job as best I can.
Yeah.
And at the end of the week, they'll tell me if I get to come Saturday.
Yeah.
It's makes it a whole lot less stressful.
Well, it does. And I mean, I think you're teaching your student athletes too, when they get to the next level. I mean, I think all of them are already professionally rodeoing, and so they're probably in this mindset anyways, but you're kind of teaching them, like, what's done is done, and you move on to the next one. And like, it's either you put it all out there, you left it all out, you did the best you could, and now you just kind of wait, move on to the next one.
That's right. Move on to the next one. Be very happy if I did good. Always learn something. I be real self-conscious of, maybe I didn't ride him as good as I could have.
Yeah.
But it's not a big deal. Roll on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm interested. I've not ever really heard you talk. I've heard you talk to your boys, but that's different. I mean, I think when you're coaching your own, it looks different. But I would be interested to hear, like, what does it look like after a ride when you've got somebody that comes out and rides a 79? Are you celebrating? Like, what does that conversation look like?
We don't change, win or lose. We're the same guy. Our handshake feels the same. Yeah. We're happy, but I tell you what, when they pack their stuff up and we leave the rodeo, and I really push this, when we leave the rodeo, it's done. It's done. And I,
good or bad.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
Good or bad. And don't get me wrong, we've had a great week, but we've had some bad days.
Yeah.
These kids have worked hard, and they know what they have to do to win, but they're winners. You know what I mean? It comes to them.
Yeah.
And it's such a cool mindset watching that hungry kid. I don't have to pump them up. I don't have to talk to them. I don't have to be that guy that tries to micromanage everything. Fellas, rodeo starts at 7. You be here.
Yep.
And they're there, and they've got a plan, and we've worked on it for some of them guys a couple years, So it's they work so hard to be here in these bright lights at Casper, and it's really cool to watch.
Well, and I think it's good to hear you say that. I mean, to an extent, like, you've worked hard all year, and now you're here. Like, enjoy your time here. Like, work hard, make your run, do your job, and enjoy the experience.
Well, and I see guys get to the finals, and then I'd like to run a few practice steers. When we got out of school back in March, and we were practicing, we're bucking horses twice a week. The boys are roping every day. That's when we got ready for the college finals. Yeah. If it was easy enough to say, well, I better practice a little, nobody'd miss. You just drive to Casper, run a couple practice steers, and away we go. Yeah. You get ready a long time ago. So to come here and put pressure on yourself, why? Yeah. You're ready when you got here. Yeah. And you wouldn't be here if you weren't ready. They only take the top 3. Yeah.
Excellent point. So let's talk a little bit more about the kind of the regional, like, y'all are obviously out of Casper in the Central Rocky Mountain region. Where did you guys end up in the team standings for your men's team?
Third this year.
And it was close, if
Really
I remember
close.
correctly.
Really close. Yeah. Really close. Gillette was second and UW was first. And UW's hard to beat. I mean, they got a great program, and Seth does a good job coaching, and you know, their kids, a lot of their kids are just a year or two older than some we're working with, and I mean, it just takes time. But man, this is the first year that since I took over, we weren't second.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's important to point out, I know we have a lot of new college rodeo fans here. In college rodeo, the universities compete against junior colleges. There's no separation. I think that's it's not a big deal for those of us that have been involved, but when you look at the world of sports, that's a really big distinction everywhere else.
Huge.
And I mean, I think it can come into play because when you're competing against a 4-year college, they've got kids for 4 years. So they can kind of cultivate and develop, you know, either the mental performance or kind of hone in their skills in March, not now, but when you're working with them for 2, maybe 3 years, it kind of changes what you guys can do with them.
Well, and if I was a UW, or not a UW, but a university coach, I mean, you just kind of watch the guys that you really like and then go after them. Hey,
Yeah.
I know you did your 2 years at Casper or Gillette or wherever. Are you interested in coming?
Yeah.
You know, and so like they have that luxury, but like I say, I'm not knocking them, you know, because Seth and UW, and I mean, I don't care if they were a junior college, they'd be hard to beat.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have a little bit of an upper hand.
But again, I mean, I don't know that you really see it as much as you think you would.
No, it's amazing. You know, like Sandy Bob said, the Canadian boys coming down and, you know, a lot of my ropers, hey, they're seasoned. They've been jackpotting their whole life, started when they were 10, 12 years old. So like they show up to college and they're ready to rock and roll.
So tell me about the makeup of the men's team. I mean, y'all were pretty close this year. Do you make any changes moving forward? I mean, or just keep kind of put your head down and do your thing?
That's my plan. You know, there's this year we had a very good spring, very good fall, rolled into spring, and those guys, you know, just the cards didn't land for us. But man, we made it here with the team, and that's all right.
Yeah, I mean, you still have 6 guys
we still have
competing. So without, I don't know that that's real common without qualifying as a team to still bring a full team.
Yeah.
Well, and what we run into some, you know, when you have a lot of rough stock riders and as good as our guys are, the draw really plays into effect in college rodeo. And so like, I mean, if they're 62, they're 62, you know, and it wouldn't matter if it was Stetson Wright or Talon Elshier, 62. And so we run into that some, you know, and it isn't always, I mean, a lot of my ropers have missed off and on and, you know, you just kind of drop in the standings, but yeah, we started the spring ready to go.
Yeah.
Were we number 1?
We were right there somewhere. I can't remember.
Yeah. First or second when the spring started and then slipped a hole.
Well, let's change gears a little bit. I do know that Casper College brought on a women's coach this year. Man, just trying to think about it. When was the last time we had a dedicated women's coach at the college?
You might be the first one. I don't know. I'm sure there was a lot of.
I mean, I'm thinking
talented.
way back, like Heidi Knapp.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah, that's right.
I know partnered.
Colonel Tom had Heidi around there a
Colonel
little bit,
Tom.
long time ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
right.
I went to college not in Casper, so I missed some, but
Miss Casper.
Miss Casper. We need to talk about that.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time that we've had kind of a dedicated person in that women's role. So talk to me about who you guys brought on and kind of what, I know she's not here. So like, here you go.
No, here's my chance.
Yeah.
Here's your chance.
She's not watching.
Yeah.
No, we brought on Libby Winchell, and like I've known her for a long time. Watched her come up through high school and stuff. and she's really good, really good. Breakaway and goats, and man, it's so nice to have her. And like the women do better with a woman's coach. You know, I mean, for one thing, I can't tell them anything about goat tying or barrel racing, but they gravitate to her. You know what I mean? And they want to. It's truly awesome to have her on board.
Well, and there's something to be said too. She's not far removed. You know, she was competing last year. There's something to be said too about somebody that has been through it and competed at the level that we're at now at the CNFR, and to go back and ask for those tips and tricks. I mean, most of my college coaches, well, all of my college coaches were men, and they couldn't tell me jack about goat tying, but y'all still play a role. There's still horsemanship. There's still a lot outside of the fundamentals of goat tying that come into it. So don't discredit yourself by any means. But I mean, I do think you're right. Having a woman there that they can kind of look up to and can be a mentor for them is a game changer. So I'm going to ask you another question that I feel like maybe you might know the answer to. What's her recruiting plan? Where does she go from here to try to build this women's team up?
Oh, that's so nice. You know, Libby and I have talked, but like I told her when she took over, that's your baby. I mean, I'll stay out of it. And I have girls, you know, reach out to me, and I'll send them to Libby because I don't want to get in her business. Just like she wouldn't say, hey, don't get that team roper, or do get this one, you know? So, but it's so nice because now they're interested. Girls are interested in coming to Casper. I mean, because you have a women's coach and they know we're serious about it.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest takeaway is that when a college invests in a position like that, specifically for a women's team, you're exactly right. Like those student athletes know, all right, these guys mean business. They're going to put into the women's team as much as they're putting into the men's team. So it'll be interesting to see the women's program start to grow over the next couple of years.
It's going to grow immensely. I mean, we just weren't getting, and I shouldn't say that. We've had great women athletes, but we weren't loaded as heavy as some of the other schools, and we will be now. Yeah,
perfect. Well, you guys, we're going to take just a little bit of a break, and we will be right back. Do not miss this.
And stand up with that kind of don't give up tough. More of those proud to be, I think the world needs more cowboys.
All right, you guys, we are back. The VisitCasper Morning Show is live from Lou Tauberts. We're so grateful for Lewis to host us down here. We do have Chase Siemens hopefully signing some autographs. Oh, I see him over there. He forgot
his crayon. I don't know.
I brought crayons.
Did you?
Yes, we're good.
He'll eat them. Don't be careful. Eat them. Yeah.
Don't eat the crayons.
Yeah.
Man, how do you put up with this guy all year? Laugh a minute over here. So, give me some takeaways. Y'all have you watched every performance? Like, what's standing out for you this year at the CNFR? Also, I feel like when I ask that question to cowboys, they're like, it's a rodeo. Like, been to one rodeo, been to them all.
Yeah.
But what sets it apart for you guys? Like from the perf last night, what are some things that you saw?
Oh, the team rope steers are softening up. So, I mean, the first go around, man, they really ran, but they're softening up. So last night, some good runs. You'll see some more good runs tonight. The calves are outstanding. Yeah. I mean, there's really been some nice calf rope runs but you know, all in all, and I have people tell me this, the NFR and the CNFR are two quality rodeos. Mm-hmm. I mean, you go there, you're entertained the whole time, and you're out of there in a couple hours. Yeah. You know, this is very professionally run. Jim Dewey and the crew, I mean, they do an outstanding job. And it's quite a rodeo, you know, like people say, oh, it's another rodeo. Not really.
Not really.
You know, like I mean, it's concert. It's awesome.
It's a better rodeo. Yeah. Than some you would go to. Mm-hmm. They don't drag it out, and cowboys are ready. And I mean, as soon as one event's over, the next one starts. Yeah, for sure. And I was going to ask you about the team rope and all the cattle really. I find it interesting that you think the team rope and steers are kind of shortening up a little bit.
because I would think by the end of the week, they know exactly where they're going and they're just beelining it, but maybe
Well,
they're just not trying as hard.
I think they were pretty fresh. I can't say how many runs they had,
Yeah.
but you bring them in, you break them in, you do the whole first round, then you haul them to the fairgrounds, then you haul them up the next night and you sort them.
Yeah.
And, just a lot of stress and jostling them around, and they just weaken. I mean, and it's the same every rodeo. The longer they stand in the pens and stuff, the better they get.
That's good to know. I did notice last night, I feel like the tie down calves are running harder and the breakaway calves are not.
Right.
Yeah,
which
I've seen girls
doesn't
rope
make sense.
calves right in front of the chute, and there they sit waiting for it to break
that
away.
calf
I mean,
yeah.
if he was running just as dumb as it sounds, if he ran just a hair harder, shoot, they'd be 1.9. Instead, they're sitting there being 2.4.
Yeah. Which, I mean, 2.4 is still pretty good. But at this level, I mean, how many we've had 2 1.8s? Probably more than that, but 2 in the one performance that I was really paying attention. I don't pay attention well.
You get bored.
No, that's rodeo's been great. It's I've noticed, like in the rough stock end of it, you got to work so hard to get so many bucking horses to get the same pin, same cracking for everybody, and it's not going to happen. We know that. That'd be a hard job, but they've been good. They've been, no, I've not seen one single falling down fit or anything like that, and that's all you can ask for at a deal like this. But one thing I'm so stoked about and gets me to cheering is these cowboys. There's a lot of, we're getting back to the old fundamentals of bronc riding. There's guys spurring them out and holding their feet and going to work. And for me, that's huge. That attitude separates the men from the boys.
Yeah.
And it's happening here in Casper.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought the judging's done a good job. The few rerides.
I've not heard of 194.
No, but
well,
if it's a
so
red
we
vest,
had
it should be a 90.
at least we did have Jim Boy on Tuesday, and we were talking about
goats.
We were talking about goats, but we were also talking about Ira Dickinson because he laid out an amazing ride that night before.
Yeah.
And they he felt like they withheld some points from him a little bit. I think he was at 84 and Jim Boy was pushing like, man, give him 86, give him the points. He rode hard. Fundamentals were there, just like what you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So have you guys seen that?
I had 2 or 3 people last night tell me that they thought they were a little rough on Talon. Thought he could have been another point or 2. And, when it comes down to winning the world in college, that them 2 points might show up.
Yeah, it does make a difference.
Yeah.
So talk to me about the points, because I know the basic of it, but talk to me about how the judges, when they're looking, what are they looking for? Like in saddle bronc riding.
It's
I'll handle this.
Yeah.
You don't want to do this one?
Yeah.
I'll let Sadie Bob do it.
Yeah. You just stick to the goats. You're gonna No, I tell you what it is. Bottom line to a judge is it's personal preference. Everybody can go off by the rule book and this and that. Myself, I like to see a guy that reaches out there, gets a solid spur out, and when that old bronc blows and bucks, his feet come in time.
Gotcha.
And from then on, if I'm judging, and I'm going to reward him for that. Everybody, we could talk about this for hours, but the bottom line to it is it's a self. What you like to watch in a bronc ride. And that's what separates the 64s from the 74s is what it is. But as the name of the game is turn them old toes out, fast feet, and always judge a horse for difficulty. So
give us an outline of the judges. We have 4 judges here.
Yep.
So they'll each put a score in.
Yeah. Yeah. They all score the ride for what they see, and they divide it by 2.
Okay.
Yep. And
then everybody gets added up. That's the score.
That's your score. And they have a back judge, for qualification stuff. He gets fouled. He gets, stuff like that, just to keep everything. Because it is hard to judge. You're sitting out there front and the horse fouls a guy, it's hard.
And if you're on this side and you don't see it on the other side.
Yeah, it's hard. And it's a job I would never want. I've I maybe have spoke about it a little bit. Time or two. Wouldn't you say like I didn't?
Time or two.
I didn't raise my voice. Really?
Of course
but
not.
My point was maybe made. But bottom line, it is a thankless job, and to do it right every time is hard. And
Yeah.
these guys are doing their best. It looks good. It looks good. You go back to Ira. Ira made a phenomenal ride. Was supposed to be number 1 in the round. On my books, my sheets, number 1 all day long.
Yeah. Based on the drop, based
84
on
to
him.
me. 84 to me was, it was good. It was good. I wouldn't, for the crowd, maybe they'd have liked to seen a little more.
Yeah.
But no, I no gripes here. I
As long as
think
the
it's
right guy
good.
wins.
That's right.
Yeah.
I tell all these guys, they from back in the day, where if you were 75, you're going to win some money.
Yeah.
Well, now 75, you pretty much jumped off and looked like a fool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's different.
But I tell these guys, don't worry about that. It's the little numbers that count.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3. That's what needs to be right. Then that's how I look at it.
Perfect. Well, so let's talk about the future of Casper College Rodeo. I mean, well, wait, before we do that, talk to me about your partnership this year. I mean, we've kind of talked about our partnership with VisitCasper, but
yeah.
I know that you guys kind of got into a little bit of a different agreement this year than what we've done in the past, what you've seen in the past. So talk to me about that partnership with VisitCasper.
Just getting some more exposure for our team. And then, the guys have a responsibility to get them some footage and just some behind the scenes looks and then, hopefully it'll grow and keep going. It's been a great partnership, and I know the kids enjoy it. And they're better at social media than Sandy Bob and I are, so
Yeah.
so they're doing
I don't know.
it.
Sandy Bob's pretty.
No, I'm not either. Those guys make me look. Yeah.
Well, and that stuff like that's where Libby comes in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Libby's big on our computer and technology. So,
Yeah.
But no, the partnership with them has been great.
Well, and I know, I mean, that's it. From an outsider standpoint, it makes sense. VisitCasper is all about bringing people to the community. And if the college can't do that, I mean, obviously we're bringing an influx of students every year.
This CNFR, it's huge.
Yes.
It is huge. I mean, we have some other big events, but nothing brings in as much as the college finals. And
Yeah.
I mean, Western people are.
Yeah.
They budget for it. They're coming here to have a good time. They're eating and drinking and spending money, and it's a good thing.
Yeah. So did you guys see, I mean, y'all might not like this because you're going to have to tighten the purse strings next year. Wyo Sports Ranch is going to be open next year, and they are opening 130,000 square foot of vendor space. They're calling it the Mercantile.
Oh,
So we're going to have,
is that what that other building is up there?
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, that'll be
So, I mean, it's for that. It'll be used during the CNFR for that.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to, I told Josh, like, we need to put some camper spaces in because I think Casper right now is probably at max capacity. And if you bring 100 to 200 more vendors in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're going to be
Well,
overflowing.
and they need to.
Yeah.
I mean, think of how much, like the NFR, people go out there and make it a point
Yeah,
to go
that's
out there.
what they do.
I'm going out there to shop and watch the rodeo.
Yep. So I mean, I think it's going to be great for the community because we're going to get that sales tax revenue, but also great for those people that are coming in.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be able to shop. Obviously, we want them to come downtown and spend here too, but it's just one more opportunity.
Maybe we should get a booth for Lou up there. We help him out, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Do you think he wants to have another store open for the week?
Yeah, run it by Lou.
He's pretty good egg.
Yeah.
Might.
Maybe you could man it for him.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to sell the stuff. You can't
Give it
it away.
Like I can't eat the barbecue sauce.
Well,
Chug
you
water
could
to it.
offer samples.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No, that's huge. I did not know any of that.
Yeah,
That's pretty
well,
cool.
It's in the program.
Yeah.
What are you fighting over there?
I
You got a little bug hanging around you?
thought something snuck up on me.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for your time this morning. I appreciate you coming in. I know that y'all are busy this week, and this probably was not on the agenda.
This was fun.
We've talked. I said I wish this was in Alabama or something so I could
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think pulling slacks.
Yeah,
over,
'cause you didn't
I
have
could
to
move
work.
those cows.
yeah.
You have to go home and work and then
Yeah.
come back in.
Yeah.
I
No,
get
I
it.
appreciate you working with us there. The first time we didn't make it out. What was it? Oh, I was
Yeah, I
was
think you
loading
both were
truck,
moving
Trucking
cows.
Yeah,
I was trailing cows.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a great week, but boy, it's been one of those busy times.
I think that is one of the hard things about it being in Casper.
Truly, it is. I mean,
The
people.
second time that I made it, I made my coach get me a room. Like, I need a room. I don't want to stay at home. I want to experience.
Yeah.
I want to experience the CNFR.
Yep.
So
Yeah, no, the whole deal. It's huge. That's good. And boy, there's some good kids. I see them all over town. They're running. And this town's grew it this week, ain't it?
yeah,
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
country people are genuinely good people.
Yeah.
But, you know, we get compliments up there at the college that I'm not saying they're perfect every day of the week, but a lot of the teachers are like, "Boy, you got good kids," and I like that.
yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
if you're going to come to Casper, you know, like I tell them, we
we
wear a
talk.
hat and
We talk a lot
represent it.
in the recruiting platform about, we're here to build good humans, not just
Yeah.
national champions. So
Exactly.
I think that's really important. I'm
No,
happy to hear you guys say that.
That's huge. Yeah, that's the rodeo world. It's a huge dream, but it isn't for everybody. But if you can go there and your handshake means something, and rodeo helped with that attitude,
Yeah.
that ain't a bad deal.
Well, perfect. Well, good luck. We got one more go for the third
Yeah,
round,
yeah.
and then we'll see where the chips fall.
That's,
That's
right.
right.
All
Fingers
right.
crossed. We'll
Yeah.
be here.
Thanks, Heidi.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you guys. All right, you guys, thank you for joining us. Visit Casper CNFR Morning Show live at Lou Tauberts. We will be back tomorrow morning. We're going to go on just a little bit early. We got a lot of stuff to squeeze in on Short Go Saturday, so we're going to probably try to go live around 9:15. So don't miss that. We're going to have CJ Aragon and Ben Londo. They are our arena directors at the CNFR this year. Going to give us a little bit of a wrap up from their perspective. Don't miss it, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
And stand up with that kind of don't give up tough. More of those proud to be, yeah.